Natasha with No Dummy Dating. Today, I will be sharing with you a story time about a guy that I once dated who threw his mama under the bus. First of all, I met this guy out and we've gone out several times at this point. And I was out showing houses. For those of you who don't know, I am still a real estate agent, 20 years and counting. And I happen to be on his side of town. So I called him up and I said, hey, what are you doing?
He said, oh, me and my family were just cooking out. And, you know, if you're on this side of town, feel free to stop by. And you can at least get your plate.
Well, a girl's gotta eat. So he texted me his address and I went to his house. And as soon as I get to the house, I see his car in the driveway and he opened up the garage and came through the garage to greet me. Whose cars are these in the garage? So I say, well, whose car is this over here? It was like an Escalade or something. It was a nice car. I said, it's very nice. He said, oh,
that's my mom's car.
So I say, oh, does your mom live here? And he was like,
oh no, my mom doesn't live here. She's just here because she had hip surgery and I'm taking care of her.
Oh, I was like, that's so sweet. A guy taking care of his mama. It don't get no better than that. Anyway, then to my right in the garage, there was another car or truck, an SUV. And I said, well, whose vehicle is this? And he was like,
oh yeah, well, that's my brother's vehicle.
And I was like, does your brother live here? And he was like,
oh no, my brother doesn't live here. He lives in Brentwood.
I know, where that is. So I just went in and I had a plate of food, and then about 20 minutes into it, I was sitting there talking to him and we were watching the football game. 20 minutes into it, his brother comes from the back of the house and he says to the guy, he says,
can you move her car for me? I gotta go somewhere.
So I gave him my car keys so he could move my car. About 30 minutes later, the brother returns and then he says,
I need you to move her car again so that I can park my car back in the garage.
Let's talk about red flags. First off, if you own a house that you say is yours, then why would other people be using the garage if they just visiting or there temporarily? Now, I understand his mom's car being in the garage because if she just had hip surgery and she's not able to move, they just put her car in the garage because she's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I get that. But the brother's car being in the garage, if the brother doesn't live there and then he having to move my car out the way to bag out and go wherever and then come back, he got to park his car right back in his space. I'm just saying, somewhat right here. But anyway, there are different reasons why people might lie about different things or not tell the whole truth. But sometimes if your gut is telling you that something is just not right about it, just wait on it because it'll all come out sooner or later. Maybe about, I don't know, a month, a few weeks had passed or a month, and I was going to a client's housewarming party. And I had invited the guy to come with me because it was not too far from where he lived. So I get there early, too early to be ringing somebody's doorbell because, you know, I am usually early. And I was sitting out in the car. I was talking on the phone with the client. And then I see his mom come outside. Well, his mom is already outside. And you know how mamas are. They're in their house robe gown or whatever, and them pink rollers, you know, the big ones. They still sell those. The big pink rollers in her head, and she out on the phone talking to one of her girlfriends, because you can tell because she's like doing all this. And
yeah, honey, I cooked some greens, and I got some cornbread in the oven right now. We're gonna have this dinner tonight, and blah blah, yada yada yada.
so I see the mom, but I don't go in too early because he may or may not be ready. So I'm just out in the car returning phone calls. So the mom comes to my car and she's like,
yeah, come on in, come on in.
I was like, no, it's fine, it's fine.
She's like, no, come on in, he's in there.
So I get out of the car, I go through the garage into the house. Now, mind you, he said this is his house, and I've only been over here one other time, but I didn't get a tour of his house. So the mom was like,
oh, go ahead, he's in the back.
and I'm thinking, well, I don't really know where the back is, but I'm going to just go see if I can find him. So I get to the first room, and I don't know if this is his room or where is this the master? What? I get to the first room, I knock on like the doorpost, and I peep in. Well, I see his brother lying on the bed watching the game or something. He's watching TV. And you know, he's lying back like this. So he's looking very comfortable. So I said, oh, is here? And he was like,
Oh no, he's in the back room.
I said, okay, sorry. So I go to the next room, which is clearly not the master. So I do the same thing. I knock, knock, knock on the doorpost, and he was there, and he's like,
Oh, I didn't know you were here this early.
I said, oh, I'm sorry. Your mom saw me out in the car, and I was just waiting because I really was early. And she told me to come on in. He said,
Oh, okay, well, just go back up to the living room so that I can take my shower, and I'll be out momentarily.
so I say, okay, no problem. So I go back in the living room, and I just sit and wait. But while I was peeping in his room, what I saw was a twin-size daybed. Now, somebody needs to explain to me how a 6-foot-tall man sleeps in a twin-size daybed. I wait a little bit. His mom comes in, and his mom is like, oh, looking through her iPad. His mama trying to find herself a nice wig so she can go on her cruise with her boyfriend, right? So she was sitting next to me, and this is my first time meeting his mom, because the first time I went over there, the mom was in the room the whole time, so I never met her. So this is the first time I'm meeting his mama. So she sits next to me, and we're skimming through her iPad. She's looking for some wigs. So I'm saying, oh, this one will be cute on you, and this one will be cute on you. And she was like,
Oh, you think so?
and she was telling me about her boyfriend and, you know, the whole 9 yards. I thought it was really cute because we were having a little girl talk, see. I'm just trying to have small talk with the mama. You know, I'm not trying to start nothing, okay? But I'm trying to get to know the mama, just in case, you know, I might need to know the mama. I asked her, so I heard you had hip surgery. How are you doing? She said,
Oh, I'm doing much better. Oh, that hip surgery was a few months ago.
I said, oh, okay. I said, so now I understand that you live in Crosby and you're just staying here so that your sons can look after you. And she was like,
Excuse me?
I was like, well, your son told me that you had a house in Crosby. So are you excited to, you know, get ready to go back home? I know how people are in their personal space. They love their personal space. She was like,
Honey, I don't know what my son has told you, but I live here. This is my house.
I was like, well, your son told me that this was his house and that you were just staying here because you just had hip surgery. She was like,
baby, I don't know why my son is telling you these things and they are not true. This is my house. My husband and I, which was his father, who is deceased now, we owned this house, and then when he died 10 years ago, of course, the house is mine. So the house in Crosby, that was my second husband's house, and you know, I've been gone from there for 4 years.
You've been gone from there for 4 years? I asked her. She was like,
Yeah, honey, I've been here for 4 years.
I said, so what? I'm confused. She said,
Did my son tell you that he owned this house and I was just staying with him?
yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm not sure why he told you that. My son lives with me. I do not live with him. Matter of fact, both of them live with me.
And then she went on and on and on how he doesn't pay any rent. And I'm like, what? I don't know nobody grown living somewhere for free. Now, and with your mama, and you don't pay no rent. And then she said, they don't even pay no bills around here either. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I'm saying to myself, where they do that at?
I mean, every now and again, he'll bring in some groceries, but then he want me to cook the dinner all the time.
I just had to take a deep breath. And woosah. Because what kind of guy am I trying to date who live at home with his mama, who don't have to pay any rent, and who won't pitch in on the bills and the groceries? I'm confused. Where are they doing that at? I'm just confused. So she said,
Oh, I know some of this is my fault because we have spoiled them. They've never had to really work hard for anything. We've given them basically everything that they want.
and I'm looking at her like, but do you know you have done your son a disservice? Because this situation is not helping him to be a man for any woman in his life. I just don't get it. So she went on to say,
Yes, he went through a divorce about 8 years ago.
8 years ago? I understand we've all been through something. If you've gone through a divorce, you've taken some losses, you've taken some hits, but he's been on the same job for 15 years. He hadn't had any unemployment. Nobody was sick. He didn't have any illnesses or anything like that to set him back. So I get when you first going through a divorce, you might have to stay at your mama's house and not pay nothing for about a year, maybe 6 months to a year. But I'm thinking, do you know how long he was there? Since his divorce 8 years ago. I can't. She was like,
Well, I hope you're not planning on breaking up with them because of what I told you. I probably said too much.
So her son comes out of the back and he's ready to go to my client's housewarming party. And I deliberately did not bring it up this night because I did not want the energy to be bad in front of my clients, right? The next day we had an outing at a park and I told him what I knew, which is what his mama told me.
Well, I don't know why she said that.
You don't know why she said that? You're going to have to come up with something better than that. And then he started revving up. He started getting angry and more angry. And then at the end of his anger, he was like,
I don't like nobody lying on me. She is a liar. And I don't appreciate nobody lying on me. I'm not speaking to her no more. What?
back up. Just back up. You and your mama are like two peas in a pod. Every picture on Facebook that he has is him and his mama, his brother, him and his mama, his brother, and his sons. Okay? So, everything you do, you talking about your mama is your best friend and y'all got this really close relationship. Why would your mama be lying on you, first of all? Why would your mama say things about you that are untrue? He was like,
well, she don't have nothing to do with our relationship.
What? She don't have nothing to do with our relationship. Look, women, if you ever get involved with the man, you best believe his mama got something to do with your relationship. I'm just saying. The mama ain't going nowhere. So for him to be saying all these things and saying he's never speaking to her again, what? Y'all, this dude threw his mama under the bus after she carried him for 9 or 10 months. And he had a big head, so I'm sure it was a little difficult to deliver that baby. But she labored for him and the whole 9 yards. How you gonna throw your mama under the bus? I'm done. I can't. I'm just done. Now, let's back up to the red flags. The red flags that I saw, even though I did not react on them right away. The red flags were, number 1, when I first went to his house and saw his car in the driveway and 2 other vehicles in the garage. Red flag number 1. Number 2, when his brother came and asked him to move my car so his brother can get out, and then when brother came back 30 minutes later, he wants him to move my car again so he can get back in his space. Now, to me, those are assigned parking spaces. His assigned parking space was in the driveway. The brother, because he was the older brother, we had an assigned parking space, and the mama, because she owned the house, had an assigned parking space. That was red flag number 2. Red flag number 3, okay, for those of you who don't know that I am a real estate agent and I do have access, everybody has access to public records, but I have easier access to public records, okay, when it comes to real estate. So once I got his address from him when I was going over there, you know, to get my plate of food, I went back home and I put the address in my system, and I saw that his mama was the owner of the property. I even confronted him about that. Do you know what he said? He
said, oh, they just kept the house in his mom's name because she gets homestead exemption. So she's a senior citizen, so she gets to pay less taxes on it.
That's a good one, though. That was a pretty good one. But of course, once I met the mama and she confirmed with me that it's her house and they just living there rent-free, I was too done. Okay. So after I tried to break up with him, he would not go away. Okay. This is my thing. If you know that you doing wrong and you telling tall tales and long tales and lies all up and through, why are you the most difficult to get rid of? I just don't understand it. Oh my God, he was calling me left and right, call after call, calling me late, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. He wouldn't stop stopped calling me. I had to block him several times. Then he would get to work on a Monday and he would call me from all these different numbers. And then he wanted to talk. What? Unless you about to come clean and tell me the truth and nothing but the truth, I don't see what we got to talk about. Finally, I got rid of him because I just started ignoring him. You ignore people long enough, they will go away. After he's trying to kind of harass me with phone calls, 20, 30 phone calls in the middle of the night, I mean, all kinds of things. Then his mama calling me, asking me,
did you break up with him? Because I don't know where he is.
I said, yes, ma'am, I sure did. And I don't know where he is either.
She said, well, I'm just worried about...
I said, oh, I can assure you, he all right. He gonna be all right. And she's just concerned about him because that's what mamas do. My lesson is this. This is what I'm thinking when I knew he threw his mama under the bus. Guys, if you throw your mama, whom you loveth, under the bus, what more would you do to me? Honey, I'm clutching my pearls, trying to figure it out. And I'm speechless that we have to go through these things in our 40s. And this guy was into his 40s also. And I'm just speechless how you live your life under this facade because you're lying about everything. The bottom line is this. You don't get caught. So, and especially if you throw your mama under the bus ever in life, you get no respect from me, ever. You can forget it. Point blank and a period. Boom. I just dropped the mic. Thank you so much for viewing today with my story time about he threw his mama under the bus. I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that you learned something. And I want you to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now, guys, you're viewing this video. Now you need to go to YouTube and subscribe. What that means is when you click on the bell icon, the system will notify you every time we add a video. Therefore, I don't have to contact all of y'all myself. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Share us on all of your social media with your friends, your family, your co-workers. Like us on social media. Please make comments and email us. We like to get your feedback. We don't care if it's positive, negative, or otherwise. But what we're trying to do is educate here, and we're trying to teach you what we've already learned the hard way, so that maybe you don't have to learn it the hard way. Until next time, no dummy dating.